Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody, and good morning to our wonderful V. She has been an expert on the group for the last few weeks, and she's shared just so much valuable information about pregnancy, birth, and postpartum, which we're going to be chatting about today. V, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you, Christy. It's so cool to be spending time with you this morning. Thank you so much for having me on to chat about my passion, pregnancy and birth.
Yay! Well, we love having you, and I've told you a million times, but I love seeing you on camera and hearing what you have to say, so I love it. We're going to get straight into the chat because we're a bit pressed for time. So my first question for you, and just very broadly, what is one thing that you wish that every mum knew?
Oh gosh, Christy, one thing. What are you doing?
One thing.
Oh gosh. Okay, one thing. Okay, so I wish every mum knew the functions of her uterus and how it works throughout labour and birth.
Yes.
So a mother's body is designed to birth naturally, okay? And her uterus is perfectly designed to help her to assist to birth her baby. So when she understands the way in which the uterus works naturally, when it's free of fear, the concept of an easier, more comfortable birth immediately becomes obvious and therefore attainable. So in the first session of my hypnobirthing course, we speak about the 3 different layers of the uterus and how these uterine muscles work throughout labour and birth. So they're working in perfect harmony. This process is exactly what a mother uses to work with her birthing body. And she's actually able to shorten her thinning and opening phase. So this is whilst her cervix is dilating, and therefore allowing her to call upon her natural birthing instincts and use the natural pulsations of her body to breathe her baby down to crowning and birth. So due to all this decreased effort and time spent in labour, a mother is able to bring her baby into the world as a fresh-faced, awake, energized mother. It's amazing.
I love that. So ladies, we all need to learn more about our uterus, according to me.
There was one dad, Christy, actually, and the mum's part of this group. I'd love her to see this. So when I was teaching them, he said, why do women not know this? And apparently he went to work and was like, girls, do you know how your uterus functions? And they were like, what are you talking about uteruses for? He was blown away about why do women not really understand how it all works, because it becomes obvious of how to work with your birthing body.
Well, I mean, you know, and you specialize in birth and the uterus and the female organs. But I think that that's true of our entire biology and our entire body. You know, like why are we taught about like business skills or whatever and maths and English? I know that that's important, but learning about our bodies and how it works and our brains and our uterus and our, you know, and how diet affects us, that stuff is so important for all of the decisions that we make in our lives. So I really love that advice. Thank you. And I couldn't agree more that we need to learn more about all of our bodily functions.
Yes.
So V, tell us a little bit about what you do. I'd love to know about your hypnobirthing classes and who you are, what you do.
So you've said it, hypnobirthing. I'm a hypnobirthing childbirth educator. So I assist couples in navigating through everything that pregnancy, labour, birth, and beyond can offer. So I take couples through my 5-week course on such an amazing educational journey of pregnancy and birth. So as they're delving further through my course, they realise that they've made such a special decision, and it's going to positively impact their growing family for the rest of their lives. So a mother, a birth companion, and their baby are able to be brought together in a wonderful prenatal, perinatal, and postnatal bonding experience. And this is all allowing birth to be returned to the safe, comfortable, peaceful experience that nature intended. So my hypnobirthing tools also assist in reducing and removing the dreaded fear, tension, pain syndrome. So this is during, before, during, and after birthing. And the proven techniques reduce and often even can eliminate the need for chemical anesthesias, episiotomies, and other medical interventions. So as our sessions progress, a mother and her birth companion, their knowledge of birthing grows immensely, as does their confidence in natural birth and also their relaxation. So everything my hypnobirthing course can offer, a birth companion, as well as the mother, but a birth companion is invaluable. They become an integral part of the pregnancy and the birthing process. So on their baby's birthing day, the birth companion isn't just there as an onlooker, being like, not sure what to do, or where does he put it, where do they put themselves? They are fully knowledgeable and confident in holding the space so that the birthing mother can stay in the zone where she is able to have the confidence that she's being emotionally, physically, and mentally supported by her birth companion. So after chatting to so many couples who've had their births, the birth companions have said over and over again that if they hadn't had the tools that hypnobirthing had offered them, they would have entered and gone through the whole birthing process like rabbit in headlights, like, oh my gosh, what's going on? My husband will agree, right? Well, obviously we did our hypnobirthing course throughout our pregnancy, and he will agree that it is such a crucial part of the course for birth companions to really know exactly what's going on. And learning the special breathing techniques used throughout hypnobirthing, this is used throughout your pregnancy, taking it into your birth. A mother is actually able to work with her birthing body, and this is allowing labor to progress rather than resist. I always feel so privileged and proud to be part of everyone's journeys, you know, these lovely couples, and to see the confidence in these awesome birthing teams that they become is so amazing.
Incredible. And you know, you talk a lot about the birthing partner, or the person that you're doing it with, and I think a lot, I was just thinking as you were talking, along with knowing what to do in labor and in those moments, I think it's such an incredible opportunity doing something like hypnobirthing, a series of classes, to get the couple just excited and like feel the birth, you know, because I know particularly with my son, my firstborn, my husband, he knew I was pregnant, he got excited, but he didn't feel the baby and the presence and the excitement of being a parent until he was born. And I think being in a class like that, it really brings all of that to light, and I mean just knowledge in general, and yeah, then they can kind of step up in that role rather than being nervous and not knowing what to do. So I think that's awesome. And
yeah, the first enter my studio on that first session are nowhere near the couples that leave.
I can imagine.
Excitement, the confidence, the knowledge. It's really, I feel so lucky to be able to offer all this to these wonderful couples.
Amazing. Yeah, and I think just that switch from being so nervous and apprehensive about birth to going in and being like, I know what I'm doing, I'm empowered, I can do this, you know, for both mum and dad. Okay, and you said that, and I know I've read all of your stuff, that birth can be a peaceful and calm environment, and it can be a peaceful and calm thing. I've been through birth, through natural birth, and it was not peaceful or calm. Is it possible? Is it really possible?
Oh, totally possible. Ask my husband. Oh my gosh. Although he's always the first one to openly speak about our births.
That's
and
incredible.
How like gushes about it. He openly speaks about how peaceful, calm, and collaborative both our births were. And he's so truly proud of us. We still giggle and we still laugh and reminisce about our birth.
That's so special. And what's the thing that makes that possible?
Oh my gosh. So if I look back to my first appointment I had with my midwife, Angela Wakeford, she asked me what were my thoughts on birth. And I had literally just rocked up to that appointment saying, I haven't actually got any views on birthing. I'm just going to deal with it when it comes on the day. And she was like, she answered me by saying, if you are not prepared, it's going to be a shock, and that you're most probably going to have a not very good experience. So she was the one who introduced me originally to the idea of embracing hypnobirthing into our pregnancy and through to our baby's birth. And oh gosh, I'm so glad she did. So grateful to her. There are so many aspects to achieving this calm, peaceful birth, but really it's all about preparing yourself mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. So always remember, knowledge is power. And by educating yourselves, identifying your birthing choices, and ensuring you take responsibility for seeing that the people in your birthing team are people who share the same view of birth as you do, and people willing to support, encourage, and respect your birthing wishes. And it all makes a massive difference.
I love that. So going into birth with a plan and a group of people that also know that plan, that can see that through. So when you're in that emotional turmoil or in that pain, you still have people and you feel confident knowing that people know what you want. You know what you want.
It allows you on the day to progress through your labor and birth. Knowing that you're in your bubble, you're in your zone, you know what you need to do, you know what your body and your baby are going to be doing, and you know that your birthing team, your birth companion, the birth environment's right. Everything else doesn't, you don't have to worry about it. You just do what you need to do.
And let's talk about the birthing environment. So how important, so the people around are really important, that's what you're saying. How important is the environment while you're giving labor? And is there anything that we can do to kind of prepare for a more calm, peaceful, less chaotic environment before we go into labor?
Absolutely, it is. Gosh, a birthing environment is so important to labor and birth. So it doesn't matter if you're birthing at home or if you're birthing in a hospital setting. Making sure that that environment mirrors the calm birth that you are like envisioning is crucial. So I've spoken in previous videos about the importance of the hormone oxytocin, right? And how it plays, its role that it plays in initiating labor. So oxytocin is known as the love hormone, and it stimulates the uterus to start and continue to surge as a woman progresses through labor and birth. Now, this hormone is a very shy hormone, and this hormone loves dim lights, calm, peace, and the least amount of disturbances as possible. A birthing environment should honor this, and by having, let's say, birth affirmations, soft, relaxing music being played in the background, fairy lights, LED candles, pictures of positive birth affirmations or pictures of positive visualizations can all add to the amazingness of a birth environment. But the birth environment also does matter after your baby's born, because once your baby's born, the birthing environment should ideally be brought back to the soft lights and the calm environment that existed prior to birth. As your baby becomes accustomed to his or her new surroundings, the calm environment and the soft dim lights will actually assist with bonding.
Oh, amazing. I didn't know that. And in the hospitals here in South Africa, is that possible? I mean, can you kind of take in music and incense?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. So get it on your birth plan. There's always a little section. If anyone wants the birth plan template emailed, I'm sure we can share our email addresses. But part of that is your birthing environment on your birth plan, and you would say, I'd like to be able to set it up. For example, a doula comes to the birth with their bag of goodies, and in there are fairy lights and the candles and the everything to set the scene, as it were. Don't get me wrong, there are to set the mood. for that love hormone to really get going.
You're making it sound like this romantic movie. Like, who wouldn't want to birth like this? That's amazing.
Needs that kind of like move closer, that kind of like, you know, that, do you know what I mean?
I love it.
But yes, Luna's coming. But you have to also remember that no one can tell you how long you're going to be in labour for. So you might you might end up getting to hospital and you're ready to go. So there won't be any time for that. But in an ideal world, and it is a lot easier in a home birth environment, but it's still allowed to do that in hospitals.
Oh, awesome. And okay, so I know that there is so much that you teach mums and dads. I mean, you teach it over a course of 5 weeks for staying calm and mindful during labor, on the day, and also just how to bond with their babies afterwards. Could you give us 1 or 2 tips you think are just the most important for, firstly, on the day during labor, but then also for going home with your baby and keeping that bond?
So I just going to quickly say one of the most important things. Okay, I know I speak about this whole like calm and mindful labor, but our minds are amazing. Okay, so our minds can help us through so many different situations in our lives. Although that may be the case, your mind can absolutely ruin your birthing experience. It really is that simple.
Yeah.
A woman needs to trust her body and understand that it's designed to birth naturally and it's going to do its job perfectly. Women have been known to give birth in comas. You know, this is basically a woman's body doing what it's naturally made to do. If a woman's mind is not free and relaxed, this is going to put her in that fight, flight, freeze response. And as I've mentioned in one of my other previous videos, it will instantly put her in that emergency room. Okay, so there's
you tense up, right?
The worst thing that can happen in labour and birth. This has so many negative disadvantages to a mother and her baby throughout labour, and over time could cause things like failure to progress or fetal distress, the need for medical and chemical interventions, which is often a downward spiral, really. So prepare your mind as much as you can. It's seriously something that you will need to just make sure is not stimulated like that. Just keep it calm.
And so how do we do that? Through information, through reading before, or?
Yeah, so that's basically through relaxation all the way. Gosh, relaxation. So if you are saturating yourself, right, with positivity, okay, so this is repeating positive affirmations out loud daily. This is hearing positive birth stories, watching positive birth stories, daily relaxation. This is all going to allow your brain and your nervous system to absorb all these pictures of your specific birthing goals. Okay, so with consistency, the repetition of these images and these thoughts and these feelings become so real to the inner conscious that they become embedded and imprinted in the conscious mind. So this is when the inner conscious starts to believe it, and it's creating acceptance and belief. Okay, so it's really, really important to constantly saturate yourself with positivity, endorphin release, relaxation, and before you know it, you'll be able to just get into that state without even realizing. Yeah.
I love that advice. Sorry, can I stop you right there? Because I think that's such an important thing that you just said. And I know a bit about the brain and our neural pathways and things like that. And your brain actually doesn't know the difference between something that's just happening in your mind or something that's actually happening in reality. And that's this like magic that we have with, just being able to visualize things. And your body and your brain will think that it's been through this experience before and find that whether you're running a marathon or going through labor or, having a peaceful argument with your husband, if we can go through these things in our minds that prepare our brain, you can do it more naturally and more easily. So I love that advice. Thank you.
Everything's been transmitted through our body's autonomic nervous system. So this is basically our body's command center, and the messages that are received are actually not just actual threats, but also perceived threats. So if you are constantly being bombarded by horror stories, horrific birthing videos, it's going to instantly put you into that fear, tension, pain syndrome kind of what you want. What you need to do is you need to start your relaxation as soon as possible, and you will find that relaxation can come easier and more rapidly with each practice. So this is where a mother is able to bring her body into a deep state of relaxation and is able to reach the delta level frequency of brain activity. So this delta level frequency is present in deep sleep, deep dreamless sleep, or deep meditation. This is where awareness is completely detached, okay? This is where these pictures and these images are able to bypass all that critical mind and enter that subconscious where it's now saturated and can stay.
I love it. And going on to kind of bonding with our baby once it is born, any tips on that?
So once again, it's a lot easier when you have a home birth because you can literally just get straight into your bed and you're skin to skin. Even in a hospital environment, you should be at least given an hour or so following birth where you are skin to skin on your chest, regulating your baby's heartbeat, hormone levels, enzyme levels. It's regulating breathing. It's really helping your baby adjust to the earthly environment. You know, you remember your baby's just been in your womb, nestled by your membrane wall and lulled by your movements and the amniotic pushing around, and suddenly it's like, bah, earthly environment.
It's a loud, big world.
It's always try and ease that your baby into life as a newborn, not a preborn, but now he or she's a little newborn, as easily as possible. And that's why turning the birthing room to how it was prior to birth, that calm, dim lights, is really crucial. That bonding, keeping your baby on your skin to skin really can initiate such an amazing bonding experience. Oxytocin will be flowing even more, that lovely love hormone, and then that will help for the placental release if your placenta hasn't already been released, and also can really help with breastfeeding, the first initial breastfeedings.
Our bodies are amazing, aren't they?
We just need to make sure we work with it, not against it.
I know. I mean, and also on that note, you know, I think it's really important for mums in that moment to, while we're trying to prepare this newborn baby into the world, it's also, we're new mums, and whether you already have kids at home, you've added another child. And so often I see mums that kind of, they give birth and they try and rush into things, even from the hospital. You know, they have people in and out coming to visit, their makeup's already done in the bed, they're taking their Instagram photos. And I just want to be like, stay in that relaxation, stay in that mindfulness, like soak in those moments.
So COVID and the lockdowns did actually work quite well for new families, if I'm honest. They to totally do what you're really supposed to do, is just have your baby moon time, you know. But gosh, there are cultures who around the world who keep themselves away for 2 weeks or more. Obviously, in our kind of life, it's not always possible to do that, but really you should be only having visitors around who want to come and clean your house, do your washing for you, cook for you, not bombarded by all these different visitors. Remember, your baby is just getting used to different scents, energies, feelings, on all, you know, really all your baby needs in the first week, or at least, is just you guys. As you both just start to get used to being a family, you know.
These conversations make me so excited about new babies.
I really wanted to have another baby last year, but I'm like 40 now, and my husband, I was like, we'll get a puppy instead. So I've got the puppy.
You got a puppy. big. And Victoria, I think that our connection is breaking up. Can you still hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can still hear you. I'm going all fuzzy. One last question, and then we'll leave it at that. You mentioned that you also work with C-section mums.
Yeah.
How is, or why is it important to also go through a hypnobirthing process and go through those mindful exercises to kind of make a C-section birth also just as special? Well, tell me your views on that.
Yeah, so I've had sessions with a few mothers who decided upon elective C-sections, and gosh, birth is such a personal choice, and a mother should birth where and how she feels most comfortable. Okay, so it was so important that I was able to also help these mums, because after all, it's their baby's birthing day.
Yeah.
And the way that their baby is born, it's still a truly special and memorable experience for them. So I obviously wasn't able to teach them my hypnobirthing course, because that's based around instinctive birthing.
Okay.
Yeah. Instinctive birthing, yeah. But I was certainly able to help them understand what to expect throughout pregnancy, prenatal bond, fear release sessions, calm breathing techniques, which allowed them to also have that lovely endorphin release feeling. Birth companion exercises, and how they can be part of the birth through massage and relaxation scripts throughout the birth. There's so many aspects to it that, you know, really, really works well. And it's more of a collaborative C-section birth rather than just a very clinical, you know?
Yeah, and I love that, because I do feel like C-section births, they do have a reputation of just being very, like you said, clinical. Like the doctors are there, they take the baby out, and then your chance to bond and be involved only comes after your baby's been taken away, cleaned, cut, and all of that. So I think that that's an awesome, just opportunity to birth is birth. You know, that should still be a special, essential, like beautiful moment.
And as we know, birth can take any routes, and that's the most annoying birth. It's like nothing's actually guaranteed, but just making sure that you give yourself the chance to really enter into it as best you can. But as we know, it can take any route. And a few couples that I've taught who did experience special circumstances, which did require a C-section, emergency C-sections, all have told me that the special breathing techniques that hypnobirthing offered them allowed them to enter into this alternative birthing avenue, this route, which was obviously planned, but they were able to enter into it really calm and really relaxed. So even those experiences was an emergency, also were really good.
Beautiful. Victoria, you're doing amazing work and you're changing lives. And last thing, any parting advice for mums, and then we'll say goodbye.
Oh my gosh, just go for it. Trust yourself, trust your body, trust your baby. Make sure your birth companion knows exactly what's going on. Chat about it. Make sure you are assuming responsibility for making wishes known, and make sure the roles are kind of laid out, you know. Then imagine if you were having a water birth, and then you said, as you were in the zone trying to do it, come on, husband, get in the birthing pool. He's like, I'm not getting in the birthing pool. What do you mean you're ready to get in the birthing pool? Have conversations before, so you're not like dealing with it when you should be concentrating on working with your birthing body. But own your birthing choices and just absolutely nail it.
I love it. Victoria, you are absolutely incredible. Thank you so much for firstly being an expert on the group and just giving so much amazing advice. And I know I've seen some of the conversations just on the comments between you and the mums. Everyone's loving you and loving the advice. So thank you for your time and effort on that. And thank you for being here today and sharing even more.
Thanks for letting me be part of this whole thing. It's been brilliant. I've been chatting to some fantastic women who have been given their advice, their stories, but also new mums who are, I'm hoping, are taking some really valuable information and positivity from everything.
I bet they are. I'm going to put all of your links up above the video when I post it. And yeah, thank you so much. Guys, please give Victoria a follow. All the pregnant mums, I would love to know in the comments who is pregnant. Tell us your due date. And yeah, and give Victoria a call if you're interested in hypnobirthing, which I think everybody should be doing. Whether you're, like Victoria said, whether you're having a C-section or a natural birth, birth should be such a special moment that you remember forever. Thank you again, Victoria, and we'll chat to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.